morning, boomers. The voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest champagne crypto. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to Stimp 1024, the first batter, always swinging for the fences. Good morning to you, sir, over there on DLive. I am multi-streaming with Restream.io, both DLive and YouTube. Make sure you're following me on DLive. Don't give all the sauce to YouTube. Make sure you're using an alternative platform. I like DLive because it runs on Tron, has some BitTorrent, and it's live stream friendly. I know there's plenty of YouTube alternatives. I'm hearing about Rumble. I know about BitChute and a few others, including library credits. But I don't use those, not because I don't like them. It's because I'm more inclined to do live streams, and DLive really is the one that I'm liking. But perhaps maybe I use some of the other platforms. But for now, YouTube obviously, and then DLive because it's the crypto-friendly live streaming platform. Make sure you follow me there on DLive. Shout out to Stimp. He just donated me 1,000 BitTorrents. I appreciate that. Boom. And one ice cream as well. Thank you so much. Follow me out there, guys. Follow the leader out there, Stimp, and get some lemons. I'm throwing lemons in the chest right now. And do that. Today we'll be talking about Bitcoin continues to outpace most cryptos, including Ether, Tron, and more. What are you guys doing? Are you still sitting on altcoins? We'll be talking about the strategy here. I want more bits. Indeed, I want more ETHs. But right now, today and tomorrow, I think Bitcoin will continue to outpace most cryptos. I'm seeing Litecoin move though. I'm seeing Litecoin move, and some of these DeFi coins like Aave and Sushi Swap really is moving a lot. The old Sushi, but I'm not crazy about that. I'm going to be honest with you. So we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. Drop a comment. We're going to go down the CoinGecko CoinMarketCap list. I'm going to go ahead and check up on my T2X stakes. I think I got something to collect over there. Also check out DSP. It's been a while since I checked that out. We'll take a peek over there to Banker X, see how they're doing. And then, of course, we'll take a peek to Wise Token, which is, in my opinion, one of the most highly speculative projects right now towards the end of the year in crypto here on Ether. The Hex competitor, and apparently they're going to have more features or products than Hex. They're going to have lending. They're going to have some insurance staking contracts. Go ahead and check it out. I got the link down below. Wise Token. You get 10% off extra Wise and 10% extra ETH when reserving. So check that out. I'll be throwing another ETH, maybe even today. I'm going to do a whole nother video. Shout out to Christozilla, donated 2 ice cream. Kaboom! Thank you so much. And appreciate all you maniacs. Let's go ahead and check out the math over here on... let's check out this, just a little peek over here on the stock market quotes. You can see the S&P opening up basically sideways, 35.65. The market is not that fearful, although the greed was higher a few days ago when the news of the vaccine hit. Now there's more news of lockdown, so I think people are kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. But Bitcoin continues to rip. We're currently about to touch $18,000, 17,990 currently there for Bitcoin. The indices are basically holding steady, crude as well. Let's check out the dollar index. Dollars put on some weight slightly, but not much, 92.6. You got bonds there down at 0.85. So let's see how that pans out. And then, of course, crypto's ripping. Bitcoin continues to outpace Ether and Ripple, I believe. But Litecoin, how about Litecoin? Litecoin right now up another 8.5% against the USD, and Litecoin is outpacing Bitcoin. It's one of the few. And let me tell you, although I have pretty much a love-hate relationship with Litecoin, it makes sense to me that it's going up so much. It's an OG coin, and it's not dead. And, it works as promised, and there may be some privacy features coming sooner than later with Litecoin. So, and then furthermore, I thought it was oversold. I mean, at the prices, it was stuck at like 40 or 50 bucks for a while, at 60 bucks, and now it's moving, and perhaps it will move to 100 bucks, which is quite possible. We've seen Litecoin hit almost $400 at one point. So keep an eye on the lights. But besides the light, let me switch over here to BTC. You can see that most coins are falling behind. Okay, they're falling behind here. Bitcoin's outpacing. You look at the 7-day charts. Ripple slightly moving ahead today now. Up 2%, but not much. All the other coins, with the exception of Litecoin here in the top 10, are falling behind. Even the top 15. Look at this. Look at the 7-day chart right here. Monero's behind. This is against Bitcoin. Tron as well. I'm glad I moved some of my Tron into BTC on the Tron blockchain. I may do some more of that today. We'll see. But look at that. Let's see if there's anything, moving against Bitcoin, outpacing Bitcoin, other than Litecoin, Sushi, and Yearn, which I like. But, it's not like I'm crazy to hold these. Waves is doing good. Huobi, well, actually, that's a wrap Bitcoin. Thorchain, I don't know much about. Waves, Aave, Litecoin, Swissborg, Synthetics, Nexo, Decred, Uniswap as well. And then the baby Bitcoins, Bitcoin Gold and Bitcoin Diamond. So, there's a few coins, but I'll tell you, out of these coins that are outperforming Bitcoin, the only one it sounds pretty stable to me is Litecoin. Okay, I mean, there's other ones. Yearn is definitely, it's been around for a little bit and it performed all right, but it dumped a lot too. And Aave done well. Waves has been around for a while, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really interested in holding these tokens. I want more Bitcoin, and I'm glad that late last week or early this week, I swapped out some Ether, a few ETH into Bitcoin. I was checking out the technicals here on TradingView. Let's go ahead and take a look. The ETH against Bitcoin techs. And you could see, I mean, they were reading strong sell, actually. Not against US dollar, against Bitcoin, okay? See, they're still reading strong sell. So year to date, Ether has outperformed Bitcoin about 47%, okay? But in the past 3 months, it's fallen behind 25%. So think about that. So all techs are reading strong sell for Ether into Bitcoin, okay? And the same thing for a 1 week projections and 1 month. It's that, the fever with Bitcoin's high. Now, this is not to knock Ethereum. If you look at the technicals with Ethereum against the US dollar, they're a lot more favorable. In fact, they're reading buy, okay? So, it's something to consider. It's not that Ethereum's doing bad. The technicals are sexy. They're strong buy on the moving averages. I mean, summaries are buy, but that's against the USD. Now, if you're going to buy it with Bitcoin, they're saying sell it to Bitcoin into Bitcoin. It's that, it's that the thing is, guys, bottom line is that more kabooms. There you go. Now, one could look at this, in an opposite manner and be like, oh, this could be an opportunity to pick up some ETH. Before the hype, that ETH 2.0 hype. I don't know. But right now, I want more bits. I'll be honest with you guys. Shout out to Crystozilla. He says Yearn Finance is hungry. Yeah, Yearn is moving. Now, listen, Yearn is definitely outpacing Bitcoin, but it dumped a lot too. It's a hard hold because at one point, let's look at Yearn. I think at one point they were up to like 2 or 3 Bitcoin. Let's check this out. All-time high, 4.1 Bitcoin. Okay? So imagine holding this thing till it went to 4.1 Bitcoin. Now it's 1.5 Bitcoin, and it's gaining weight, but, it's a tough hold. I'll be honest with you. Let's check out the headlines here. Bitcoin rally could be caused by a supply crunch in China. All right, let's see what CoinT is saying. Arizona State University adopts blockchain-based app to track COVID. And listen, and I've been saying this, guys, that it's a perfect storm here for, to lock everyone down on the blockchain. The funny voting, the stimulus money that everybody wants, the tracking of COVID. It all of a sudden is a perfect storm, the perfect problem to introduce a digital dollar solution that tracks everything. I mean, come on. It's right there in your face, guys. So, look out. And I think this is another reason why Bitcoin may continue to go up, because in a way it's kind of a hedge. Take some hair on it to hold that one for sure. You're talking about Yearn. Yeah, it is. That's the thing. I mean, you're going to be in the crypto space. You're going to expect some stormy days for things to go up and down, some volatility. And it's a lot easier to hold during those stormy days when you have a bag of Bitcoin, guys, because you're holding some sushi, some Yearn, or any of these other altcoins. You start thinking twice, be honest with you. So, my strategy continues to be more bits, and more kabooms. Yes, I want more ETH, but I decided to move some ETH into Bitcoin. I'll be honest with you. I'm focused on Bitcoin now in the short term, the midterm, and the long term. I'm focused on Ether on the midterm and the long term. Okay, let's check out the journal over here. Jobless claims rise. This bond market signal will tell investors when it's time to sell stocks. I mean, whatever. Nothing real sexy right now. Let me see if Yahoo Finance has anything. Not much. Okay. I threw 50 lemons in the chest. I'll be passing them out in just a moment there on D Live. Make sure you're following me out there. I want to check out, let me check out my T2X stakes. I think there's one for collection today. And, I've experimented with DeFi farming and staking on several platforms, several dApps. I've got clapped on some, and some, most of them have not been really worth it. But I'd say that so far T2X has been slow and steady. T2X has been slow and steady, and E2X over there on Ethereum is bleeding over some Ether or some value into the auctions on T2X. So I have a link for that down below if you're interested. I have a stake to collect. I did a 30-day stake here with 21,000 plus T2X, and I earned about 500 and almost 600 TRX off that. So I'm going to go ahead and collect. Not too bad. And I'll probably restake because this thing is going slow and steady. Let me hit refresh. There you go. I got that 24,000 T2X in there. Let me go to JustSwap just to give it a look at, see how much this is worth, this T2X. So let's say if 20,000 T2X would be about 825 TRX over here on JustSwap, and then I'll look at it on XSwap just to see what it's worth. Maybe consider selling some of it. If not, maybe just restaking all of it. Just want to give it a 717. Yeah, you can always get more. Not always, but you usually get more there on JustSwap. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stake it. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to stake it. So I'm gonna stake 24,250 TRX for let's do a longer stake. Let's do a 40-day stake. You know what? Make it 45 days because I haven't done 45 days yet. So let's do that. Stake. And then accept. And I'll tell you another thing, guys. I have some Tron on my wallet, but as the title of the video suggests, I mean, Bitcoin is outperforming and outpacing most of the altcoins, including Tron. So that being said, I may even just get some more Bitcoin here. Let's go back to and check. Let's check Bitcoin here. Maybe I just get some BTC. What do I have in Tron? I got about 900 Tron. Let's say if I go 500 Tron, it'll give me not too much BTC. But how about it, guys? I mean, I was holding some Tron for a while there. I mean, I still have some Tron. But this was about a week or two ago, and I started looking. I was like, I'm not doing much with my Tron. I don't want to sit on it. I'm not going to. I didn't that week. I did not decide to make any Tron moves. So I moved a good chunk of Tron into Bitcoin, a few $100. And let me tell you, it was a great move because I caught the wave. I caught the wave this past week. So do I want to sit on this Tron and wait around, or do I want to move it to Bitcoin? I don't know. I'm looking at selling, 500 Tron is just going to give me 0.0007 Bitcoin. I mean, I don't know. Let's look at the pricing here and see how this thing is moving against Bitcoin. On the way up, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, Tron's falling behind. So you know what? I'm gonna buy I'm gonna use 900 Tron to buy Bitcoin right now. So swap and confirm swap. Boom. I'm just gonna do that, and because here's my thought process right now. I'm not gonna continue right now, today or tomorrow. I'm not gonna make any extra Tron moves. Like I just did a Tron move and I restaked on T2X, but I'm not gonna spend any TRX today or tomorrow. And my expectation is Bitcoin's gonna keep going up. So rather than just leave the TRX there, I'm just gonna move it into Bitcoin. And this is kind of sexy, guys, that you can get Bitcoin on Tron. You could also do this on Ethereum. Of course, it's a wrapped Bitcoin. But you guys get the idea. I mean, it is pegged 1-to-1. I mean, I don't know if it's pegged 1-to-1, but it's pretty close in price. Well, that was a premature move to sell Tron now because it's under its high. So you're sacrificing, well, nothing, I guess, do what you got to do. I don't know what you're talking about. Sell Tron? I don't know about that. I have no idea. But I was checking out Michael Saylor's Twitter. You guys know him. He's the CEO of MicroStrategies, and I recommend you check out his interview with Anthony Pomp on the Pomp podcast, and he explains his thought process of purchasing, I don't know, over 40 million in cash in Bitcoin or more than that. And he talks about how once he was not a Bitcoin believer, and then now he's holding a bunch of bags. Now he's a full-on cryptomaniac, a Bitcoin boomer, and he's talking about Bitcoin all the time now, it appears. But you could see here just the other day he dropped a tweet, which I pretty much agree with, and I thought the way he framed it was interesting. He says, Bitcoin isn't a train leaving the station. It's an ark to avoid drowning in the currency flood. Missing the train means an opportunity loss. Missing the arc means everything lost. So let me repeat that. This is a quote from Michael Saylor there on his Twitter. He's a multi-millionaire, perhaps a billionaire. I'm not sure, but he recently purchased, I believe it's around $40 million worth of Bitcoin. I'm not sure the exact amount, but you could do the research. He goes on to say on Twitter, Bitcoin isn't a train leaving the station. It's an ark to avoid drowning in the currency flood. Missing the train means an opportunity loss. Missing the ark means everything lost. There you go. So the currency flood. And indeed, it is a currency flood if you come to think of it. They're literally flooding the market with a bunch of funny bunny money. I heard a quote yesterday or this morning, and I don't know if this is true, that this year in 1 month, the Fed has printed more money than they have in the last century. I don't know if that's true, but certainly, it's something to pay attention to, because even if it's not, they're printing money like no other. So, you mix that, the money printing, the high inflation, they're dumping bags of money, but then at the same time, there is no money velocity because of these lockdowns. As soon as the lockdowns, basically, as soon as everything unlocks and all the money dumps out, it's going to be a flood like no other. And, the inflation will kick in my opinion. Right now, it's kind of like holding back the inflation is that the circulation of the currency is not fast because of the lockdown. But, imagine it like a spigot. Right now, the lockdown is like a valve holding the pressure back, okay, or holding the flow back, and then the Fed continues to pump, so it's getting backed up. As soon as they open up those gates, I mean, it's going to be wild. And we're already seeing the price of Bitcoin impacted because of that, amongst other things. Another live stream shout out to the champ. Thank you, Oscar. I appreciate the $9.99. Kaboom. Thank you so much. Guys, follow the leader here, Oscar. If you're getting value from the stream, put a little bit of ducats in the bucket. Or put a lot of ducats in the bucket. There you go. Thank you, Oscar. It's true. They're printing money into infinity. They're trying to crash the dollar. I mean, it's obvious at this point. I mean, they're talking about it left and right, the Great Reset and all these things. I remember when everything was just a big conspiracy, and people would make fun of people talking about these things: New World Order, One World Government, tracking people with microchips. Now it's basically in front of people's faces. So that's what's going on. But yeah, the fact of the matter here is that yes, they are printing money to infinity. Or maybe not to infinity, but they're printing it. They're printing it like no other. I don't know exactly how much they print, but like I said, I heard that they've printed in 1 month more than they printed in a year, in a century. Now, I don't know if that's true, but even if it's like more than they printed in the past 20 years or total, I mean, it's something it's of concern, and you got to look at it like this. I mean, someone's paying for this, and it's the people. It's devaluing people's savings, people's assets. That's not, savings really. You've been holding savings, and your money's not worth as much. It's kind of wild. All right, guys, let's go ahead and pass out these lemons over here on D-Live. On D-Live, shout out to Cryptomaniacs out there. And let me go ahead and activate this. Drop a little sticker, a little memeage over here. Let me get some Ric Flair. Shout out to Rick. Woo! And shout out to Fire Marshal Bill and others. Let me go ahead and distribute these rewards. Click claim rewards. You'll get some lemons perhaps. Lucky winners, Athlete and Stimp 1024. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much, guys. Kaboom to Athlete, always showing up to bat, our first batter, and Stimp 1024. Glad to see you back around. Kaboom to you guys. Make sure you follow me over there on D-Live, guys. Thank you, Athlete, for the 3 ice cream. I appreciate that. Rafterman, thank you for the $2 over there on YouTube. He says, keep putting out that good work. Dollar cost average is the way to go. I can't disagree with you. I mean, it's becoming more apparent that it's dollar cost averaging is basically the savings way to go, in my opinion, and in Rafterman's opinion as well. Kaboom! Thank you so much, Rafterman. Stay strong out there. They printed about 9 trillion, says Hourglass. In 2080, printed about 800 billion. Maybe you're saying in 1980. We're not in 2080 yet, Hourglass. But yeah, I mean, look, I don't know the exact figures, but they're pumping money, guys, like no other. It's like, I mean, it's wild. So, I don't know how sustainable this is, and I think it's all by design. But hey, we'll continue to trade the markets we have in front of us and do our best to keep our own private keys and hold these bits. And make these moves. Shout out to Hourglass, Chicago Brew, Rafterman. Thank you for the 2 USD and all the boomers out there. I'm dropping bombs for you. Did I collect T2X stake? Yeah, I did that. Okay, boom. So yeah, I got one in waiting here, and I got several. Yeah, but they're all small baby stakes. Little baby stakes. I also bought some Bitcoin there on Tron right now with TRX. What else should we look at? What's going on with DSP? I have like 2 stakes still going on over there. This one I'm not crazy about. Today we're on day 47. I have stakes ending on day 50, 51. So I have 3 stakes, and there's a few hundred TRX there. Okay. Let me see how these auctions are pairing out. They're small. I think this thing kind of died out. Yeah, yesterday had 30,000. This thing is basically, I'm not too much active. I'm just waiting for to claim my TRX, and I probably I'm not interested in this anymore. But we'll see. And then the one I'm most excited about, how about Wise, guys? This thing is out of control. I mean, like, I didn't think, I mean, I knew it was hype. I knew, I told you guys I thought it was going to be big. But I'll be honest with you. I mean, now, like, every day now, it's like 1,000, 1,500 Ethereum being thrown at this thing. Okay, so, and we're not even halfway through the reservation period. This token is not even out yet. So right now, Wise is live as far as the reservations, and they'll refund up to 70% of your gas fees for the first 20,000 ETH sent to the contract. The contract already has 16,000 ETH. So, in a few days, I would assume that they're going to hit the 20,000. It's about 1,500 per day is what I'm seeing. You can see how this thing started off. Day 1 with 645. Day 2, it only had 500. Day 3, 552. And then by day 5, it started going over 1,000. Day 6, 1,469. Day 7, 1,535. Okay, even day 8 yesterday, which was a random day, had 1,400. And then today there's 8 hours left and there's already 1390. Okay, guys, this thing is wild. I've already got like 3, almost 4 ETH on this, and I will continue to throw at it. The referral link is down below. I need to stress this. Make sure you use a referral link, because all referral links give users 10% bonus ETH when reserving Wise and 10% more shares when staking. So if you're going to get into this, you might as well get that 10%. Let me copy the link and let you guys know. Use mine or use somebody else's. I mean, hopefully use mine, but either or, there's something in it for you. And I'm going to do a video on this. I've already used a couple of other people's referral links. And if you happen to use mine, let me know. I'll do my best to use them as I continue to deposit into this contract. But yeah, if you know anything about Hex and how it performed, you may want to look at this one. There's still some time. Again, this is the more speculative, high-risk stuff that I consider. Besides what I'm doing with just hodling Bitcoin and ETH. Shout out to Hourglass. He said it's in 2008. Yeah, that's what I imagine. We're not in 2080 yet, Hourglass. But yeah, they printed about 9 trillion in 2008, about 800 billion. Yeah, at this point, it is out of control. They're running up the money printer like no other. So yeah, I mean, there's going to have to be some sort of a reset. They're going to have to recalibrate. Now, who's going to be in control or what? What we're seeing here, guys, is we're seeing basically like a mob war. Okay, it's not like the good guys are the right and the bad guys are the left, or vice versa. I think what you're seeing here is just a bunch of criminals fighting each other, okay? Some may be nicer than others. Some may have another approach. Some may help you other than others, but you're just seeing like rival families. It's like the Colombo Wars, the Gotti Wars. It's like, I don't know. It's out of control. And to the fact that, I think even Rona is part of the war. So, in my opinion. So what could I say is, let it all happen. It's not in our hands, guys. I mean, I'm not loyal to either faction. I told you, I don't consent to either Joey or Donnie or none of these fools. I don't. Okay. And I don't think, that one side or the other is in the right. I'm going to be honest with you. Some may think, bringing the light to the dark and, all that stuff. Listen, I don't believe in any of that. Okay. I believe in the good Lord himself. And at the end of the day, that's the only one that could instill real change. But nevertheless, I'm out here every day, guys. Make sure you are subscribing, hitting the like, the post notification bell, the ding ding. We're booming. We're booming, guys. Shout out to all my cryptomaniac soldiers out there. I appreciate each and every one of you guys staying strong on the networks. Ethereum against the USD. Technicals are buy, but when you talk about Ether against Bitcoin, it's a strong sell. Okay, strong sell. So, I looked at these and I had an Ether bag and I was like, you know what? Let me get some more bits. Let me move it over. And I'll tell you, I did that late last week, early this week, and I am happy I did such a thing. So boom, boom, boom. I'll take a few more comments and questions. Let me know what's shaking and baking. I activated the deadlifts yesterday, guys. I'm telling you, I'm back. I'm back stronger than ever. Well, no, that's not true. Okay, I'm not stronger than ever. That's not true, but my intent is to be. I started off the year rocky with this shoulder surgery. I was in rehab, and as soon as I started getting better to really start activating the exercise again, the Rona hit. And then I wasn't able to go to the gym, and I didn't have much equipment. But the happy part, or the bright part of the story here, is that I finally got a Olympic barbell. I got some weights. I got the bench. I got dumbbells. I got basically what I need here. And I even got a squat rack, an old beat up one that I'm going to refurbish. But I hit the deadlifts. I hit the deadlifts yesterday. Finally, I worked up to 305, which is, heavy, but not as heavy as I used to go. And, I banged out a few reps that were 305. I worked up. It felt great, guys. I'll be honest with you. If you guys, know anything about the champ, it was about 2-3 years I was undergoing a metamorphosis, a self-improvement, physically as well as mentally and spiritually. But we were covering it as far as the power building, strength training, 5x5. Every Friday we would talk about it. And, I got sidetracked there for a second, but I'm back. Athletes like, how's the shoulder feeling now? I got to say, athlete, I would say 100%. Okay, I would say 100%. It's feeling better than my other shoulder. Strong. I'm not as, I haven't worked up back to the strength I was, at my peak last year, but I'm getting close. I'll be honest with you. I'm getting close. I worked up 305. My PR there with the deadlift was the 4 plates, the 405. I ended up topping off at that. If you guys were following me, I had a goal that I had set, and this one that I achieved, the 1, 2, 3, 4 goal. Okay, so overhead press 1 plate, bench press 2 plates, squat 3 plates, and deadlift 4 plates. My goal was to hit it 5 reps on each of those compound exercises, and I believe I hit them. Now, with the exception of the deadlift, I never did 5 reps with 405. I think I got 2. So I'm trying to hit that. That's the base, guys. If you want to have a strong, basically be an intermediate lifter with strength, those are the numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, if you can't bench 2 plates, which is 225 pounds, you're it's not that you're weak, but I'm saying you can't consider yourself like intermediate. You gotta put up at least 2 plates to be a contender. You know what I mean? And then the squats, 3 plates. And I worked up to over 3 plates on the squats, absolutely. But yeah, drop your numbers here. Let me know what's shaking and baking. And if you're following that, if you're one of the boomers that had followed that transition. But I was excited, and I'm still excited now that everything's back. And I'm so glad now because I'm hearing, I'm catching wind here that they're reactivating the lockdowns, and they're trying to scare the public again. So I'm glad that I sourced the weights. Now all I got to do is refurbish the squat rack, okay, so that I can start training my squats. In the meantime, I'm doing front squats light, and then I'm starting to experiment with barbell hack squats, which are basically squats behind the back, standing, like a deadlift behind the back, which is interesting. Never really, it's kind of an advanced workout, but it's pretty sexy. So in the meantime, that's what I'm doing. But I'm back. Deadlift feels great when you pull off 300 pounds, 400 pounds off the floor a few times. You feel activated. Okay, you're a little bit more confident about things, if you know what I mean. So let me encourage that out there, guys. As we continue in this self-improvement journey here with alternative currencies, alternative ways of thinking, and continue to stack the bits, make sure that you continue to stack your health. Okay, make sure you continue to be strong, guys. Okay. I think that's, in my opinion, it's stay healthy, stay strong. It's the best way to prevent any sort of a disease or anything, right? 18,139. This thing's ripping. 18,139. Drop me a comment, a little. Let me know what's shaking and baking. I'm gonna go ahead and downshift, park the plane here, land the plane, and continue with my day. Today's my day off with the exercises because I went hard with the deadlift yesterday. It was like it's been a while since I really, I slept. I feel my back sore, but in a good sore, not like too sore. Like that almost just perfect soreness. So maybe I'll start talking about that more often now that I'm back on track. My intent is really to get back on a specific program. I've been loosely following kind of a 5x5, but not really. But now that I got everything sourced and I'm back pulling a significant amount of weight, then I might get into a stricter program with the eating, tracking the macros, making sure I hit the proteins, and then getting on strict program as far as the workout, okay, with a progressive overload. Because I want to, really my goal is, let me say it right now. Like my goal is to match what I did before, that 1, 2, 3, 4, and exceed it next year. Okay, I want to let's put it out there. I mean, by the summer of 2021, I want to exceed my PRs. Let me say it again. By summer of 2021, I want to beat all of my personal records that I set before Corona and before that shoulder. So follow me, guys. I know that some of you guys may not be interested. You only focus on the bits, but if you're rocking with the champ, you're gonna get some of this as well. Boom. Let me know, guys. Shout out to Hourglass, Rafterman, Chicago Brew, and the rest of the crypto maniac soldiers. Is there anything that I missed here? I'm with you. Summer 21 goals. Yeah, let's talk about them, guys. Summer 21 goals. I mean, we've been stacking the bits. I think another goal for you guys is, a 32 ETH maybe is another goal. Make sure you secure the ETH node maybe. That could be another one. And then how much you want to lift? What do you want to weigh? What do how do you want to feel by 21? Okay, because there's still things that you're in control of the things that you're going to do. How are you going to eat? How are you going to behave? How are you going to exercise? What time are you going to wake up? What are you going to spend money on? What are you not going to spend money on? These are things that are aside from possible lockdowns or the Rona or Joey or Donnie or these other wild things. Sometimes you got to worry about what you could do. You know what I mean? What's in your control? But yeah, drop me your summer 21 goals. I'm with you, athlete. I'm there. I'm definitely with you. I think I'll take it back. Maybe do another self-improvement thing going on. 18,128. Boom, boom, boom. It's looking good. Yeah, I remember yesterday we were talking and some people came on and were like, oh, we're dropping below. I think we're going to pull back. And I said, listen, I think 17.5 is the support here. And I believe that we're continuing to go up. And I'm proven to be right for one day at least. All right, guys. Make sure you check out Wise Token. Drop me, at least let me know your opinion about it, because I'm going a little more aggressive on this than I have on other projects. So let me know. I dropped the link down below. Let me know your opinion at least. And yeah, guys, drop the comment. Shout out to Athlete, Hourglass, Rafterman, and the rest of the boomers. Chicago Brew, I see you guys. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest. Champagne. Thank you for tuning in.